Let me show you how to create a financial dashboard and how to set up a window to easily pivot data for analysis using IBM Planning Analytics Workspace, also known as PAW. Before I begin, here is a quick overview on where PAW is placed in the technology stack. There are 3 layers to the technology stack: data source, server, and client layer. The server layer contains a TM1 server, a functional database used for modeling and structuring data to match requirements set by the business. In the data source layer, the TM1 server can integrate with sources ranging from text files, SQL, or other data sources to upload data or set up metadata. The client layer is the interface used by end users and developers to report and develop on the TM1 server. Planning Analytics for Excel is used to create ad hoc or standardized reports through Excel. PAW is a web interface that can be used for multiple things. You can consume Excel reports, pivot data, develop models and business logic, and PAW can also be used for dashboarding. As a bonus, both interfaces have write-back capability to the TM1 server, so you can use IBM Planning Analytics for forecasting and planning. What's key with any dashboarding tool is how easy it is to create a report that any user can consume that is to the point and is clear. Using PAW, this is what I'll be creating: a financial dashboard with 3 indicators and a breakdown on the operating expense by month. I'll also be giving the user control on which year they would like to see. To add depth to the dashboard, a view with pivoting capabilities would be added so users could do their own further analysis. PAW is accessed through the web browser, secured by credentials stored on the TM1 server. After signing in, you'll be presented with a welcome page. To create a dashboard, a new book needs to be created. Now that a book has been created, I can commence pulling in data from the TM1 server from the fake company AdventureWorks. All the financial data I need is stored in the General Ledger Cube. I'll start by creating the first of 3 graphs at the top, using the view Operating Profit by month. For a line graph, the x-axis maps to the row set. In this view, that would be the period. The version will be used as a comparison. This is exactly what I need for the line graph. To change the visualization, I'm going to choose the line graph. Perfect. Next, beautify it by hiding the grid lines, hiding the axis title labels, hiding the legend, changing the fill and border color, hiding the overview, and resizing the graph. I'll be using this graph as the basis for the other 2. Changing the graph to get the operating expenses is as easy as going back to the exploration view, using the overview and selecting operating expenses in the account dimension. The same will be done to get the gross margin. Then align the graphs. Next, I'll add the values to better represent each graph. Using the same view as before, pivot the data to get the gross margin, operating expenses, and operating profit, starting by swapping the account dimension with the period. The 3 elements I need are already there. I want the sum of all months, which is the year element from the period dimension. Now that I have the data, I can add these values to the sheet. And the view is no longer needed. Next, beautify the cell. Then apply the same formatting to the other values. To let the user know what the graph represents, text will be added and beautified. Duplicate and edit the text for the rest. Finally, for these graphs, the legend. Let's set up the operating expense graph based on the original used before. I'm going to add last year to the version dimension. Change the account to operating expenses. Change the visualization to column. Beautify the graph like before. Add the legend. To give the user control over what year they want to see, the year will be included as a widget and realigned for easy access. Then synchronize each data object to the year widget. Notice the graph changing when a different year is selected. I'll apply this to all the other data objects. The user can now control which year is retrieved for all objects. Rename the tab. Save the sheet for safekeeping. Lastly, to give users the ability to pivot data, I'll set it up on a new tab and beautify it to fit. Synchronize the year, if the user wants to compare the data by year, they can. Or analyze net income by region, they can. The possibilities to analyze the data is all in the user's control. Let's see how this looks for the end user when they access the dashboard from the welcome page. And that's it. Creating a dashboard using Paul is pretty straightforward. Setting up a dashboard doesn't just need to be graphs. Why not give users the ability to delve deeper into the data so they can do their own analysis too? Paul provides the best of both worlds.